What's up, YouTube? Pastor Bob. Well, I guess you guys can just about guess from the from the past that eventually I was gonna get one. But I'm really picky. So I found it. I found the one I wanted. That's right. I had to have it. I had to have an N9, right? So I'm sure you guys have seen, at least 1,000 videos. Because, everybody rushes out. Let me do a video. Let me get some subscribers. Oh my God, I need my numbers. I gotta feed my dogs. Good God, hurry. I'm sorry I had to say it. I couldn't hold back. Alright, I'm sorry. I just have to buzz beans once in a while. That's what us real people do, right? Look, everybody knows I collect Gibsons. Whether they're Epiphones or actual Gibsons. I love Paul Reed Smith guitars, right? And I love Fender guitars. Whether they're Squiers or real Fenders. I love Guild. I mean, there ain't much I don't love. I've been building guitars for over 30 years. I worked in multiple different music stores over the years. So, when you get older, you build less and you collect more. It's a bad habit. But you know what? No two guitars are alike. Never. They can sound similar, but they'll never be the same. The wood grains won't run the same. I mean, you can cut stuff right out of the same tree, and for some reason it won't dry the same. It won't work the same. It won't resonate the same. I don't care what anybody tells you, that's just the way it is. I mean, I got a whole shop full of stuff out there, and more than once, I've had wood that was just dead wood. And sometimes what causes that is moisture will get locked into the middle of the wood, and for some reason it won't escape right, and you have to dry it for a long time. I don't care if you're baking it in an oven or fans or asking Jesus to save you. It just, it's just the way it is. Anyway, so here is my 2024 first year of issue 59 Les Paul with Epson, Gibson Custom Shop, and Epiphone. Giving us their take on what they think the Epiphone should be. So here's my first look at it and your first look. Now let me tell you, that's a really nice veneer. I could tell just by looking here. Them lines are nice. That's a nice piece of veneer. Alright, let's take it out here. Take this off. Oh, that's a pretty nice case, huh? At least we got some case candy. Bass player food. Sorry, bass players, I still love you. That's a really nice case. Different color than my other one. That's pretty close. Not quite there. I think the real custom shop ones are like a little more purpley. That's pretty close. Alright. Let's put it up here. Take a peek. Ooh, them are some nice pieces of mother of pearl in there. Now, is this vintage correct? No. I do believe that some might have got through with real mother of pearl. Anything's possible with Gibson. But them are really nice pieces of mother of pearl. And when I get done with them, they'll look much better. I cut gemstones too. And I have certain types of polish that will make them glitter like gemstones when I get done. The fret job, yeah, I'm not too, yeah, fret job ain't that great on them. It might be level, but them fret ends really, really sharp. I'll have to go in there and fix that. That I'm not too pleased about. Not when you're paying, almost $1,500 for a guitar. Those fret ends should be a lot better than that. Are they cutting me? No. But I can tell you right now, they could have rounded those over a little bit. So now I got to tape everything off and round them all off. That's alright, because I'm going to take it all apart anyway. Them mother of pearls are top grade mother of pearls. I'm going to tell you that right now. That ain't no junk mop. Oh yeah. Alright, let's take a look at the back and the sides. Inspect this bad boy. I don't see any bleeding. I can definitely see that this is two pieces of wood. One here and one there. That's a very strange grain. You see that? See the swirls? Definitely not book match by no means, but those swirls are kind of cool. Some people wouldn't like it, but... Now this is a one-piece mahogany neck. One piece. That means there's no scarf joint in the heel and there's no scarf joint in the neck, like a regular 59 would be. Let's take a look at this side again. Yeah. Looks pretty good to me. Setup looks good. I mean, I suppose if it was period correct that the fret ends would not have been, rounded over anyway. But that top is really, really nice. Absolutely. Parts feel good. Now these have custom buckles in them. And if you were to buy a set of these, they're about $500 or $600. So there's where a lot of the money is. Now this is a real Gibson tailpiece. This isn't. This is whatever Epiphone has made, but this one is. It's designed and it has a G on it. I know that for a fact. But yeah, I mean, it feels alright. But, anybody that knows me knows that my guitars, this is not shiny enough for me. That switch tip color is different, huh? Kind of like an aged color. Let's see what else we got. Headstock looks very similar. like to see them round these edges over a little bit. I mean, maybe that's just the way it was in 59. I can't even remember now. But if you round those edges over, believe it or not, it will change the tone. I don't know how that is, but it will. I mean, people can debate me if they want. That's a nice piece of laurel. I mean, that's pretty dark for laurel. Probably come into the camera a little lighter, but I can darken that up if I wanted to. Definitely gotta polish it. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Good enough for the girls I hang with, as my grandfather would say. Yeah, I'm quite impressed. Yep, so there we have it, guys. I gotta take this off. I cannot stand. I don't even know why they put that plastic on there, to be honest with you. Really. I have no clue, but they do it. And I will tell you something about plastic. If it's in the case, you know, it should be fine. But if anything is in this case too long and has that plastic stuff on there, it can discolor it. So, I mean, why you do it on the pickups and then you have nothing to protect these? Or the back of the machine heads? I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah, feels good. Feels like, I don't know, probably somewhere between my 59 and a 60 maybe. Feels good though. Yeah, like a satiny finish. Yeah, it feels really good. Them frets, man. That's gonna bug the crap out of me. I will have to address them frets. I mean, they're not sharp. I can just feel them. And I'm so used to, you know, ball ends or rounding over the edges. I mean, you're always going to get fret sprout unless you have, you know, hermetically controlled room, you know, temperature controlled your room. I mean, that's just the way it is. I don't care if something's in the case or not. Moisture will always find its way. But is it nice? I love it. Factory burst. I don't know how much it weighs. I think that it was like 8 pounds, 4 ounces, something like that. So, but I'm happy with it. I needed it for my collection. I found the one I wanted. And there it is. And once I get downstairs, a lot of people want me to play them. And look, guys, my music room is so full of stuff right now. And up here, I don't have anything on my walls, and I just don't want to blast you all out and get a bunch of feedback. I mean, I have amplifiers up here. I have my Fender Deluxe, and I mean, I have like 5 amplifiers up here, 6 amplifiers, so that's not the problem. It's just, for me, it's no problem, but I don't want to do that to you guys. So, anyways, guys, what can I say? Well, first impressions, looks pretty good. So what did I get from the price of $1,000 to well, almost $1,400. Cost me $100 in tax. So the $12.99, then it comes $13.99, plus other fees that incorporated. I got it from ZZ Zone. Good guys over there. I know that they picked it, and I know that they inspected it before they left, because on their boxes they make specific little marks where they pull these out and they look at them and make sure everything's good to go before they send it out to their customers. So if you don't think they do that, they do that. I'm happy with it. I'll do a tone test later on, and then once I get my music room fixed and reorganized, then I'll do some playing on it for you. Not just this, but I got like 120 some guitars down there, 30 some guitars. I don't even know how many I got. I just got boxes of them. Some of them I buy, and then I do reviews, but I have all my guitars that I ever show on my channel. And then one day I'll sell them all, except for the ones that I have for my personal collection, like this. This is for my personal collection. Now, some people would say, oh, but it's an Epiphone. Well, it's an Epiphone that I don't really have to do anything but fine-tune. I don't have to put no pickups in it, no pots in it, because it's got CTS 500K pots. It's got Mallory caps. It's got great wiring. Switchcraft input jack and 3-way toggle switch. The nut's great. I mean, I don't have to dicker around with it. Now, if I wanted to, I could go in and change these pickups. I mean, I have other pickups that I could put in there. I could put some bare knuckles in there if I wanted to, but that's not why I buy these guitars. They're the first year release. So I buy it as a collectible piece. I got first year release of the first 59, which is now discontinued. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but it is. And then this one. People say, well, why don't you buy a 1959? Well, why don't somebody send me $8,000 so I can buy one, because it's not cheap. I mean, I do own, 5 Gibsons, I think. USA-made Gibsons. Look, I respect Gibson. That's why I'm buying this. They own the company. But you got to understand, even though this is, made in China, look, there are people from the United States, and those Chinese people work for Gibson. It says Epiphone, but they are Gibson craftsmen, and they have master luthiers working in there. Okay? So, I hate to say this, but I think they're doing as good of a job. And in some respects, you get a high quality instrument at, what? Third of the price or less. And they're high quality. They're giggable, ready to go. Nobody should be embarrassed to, grab the case and go if they want to go out on stage. Do you want to bring a custom shop R9 to one? That's $7,000 or $8,000. I mean, you can if you want. But, it's eyes watching. And people today, man, they don't care. They snatch your stuff quick. Or if you drop it and break it, oh, man, and don't have no insurance on it, then you either got to go see a luthier to have it fixed, or you got to send it back to Gibson and have them replace your neck or whatever's wrong. That's a big expense. Not worth it. Anybody should be proud to be able to buy one of these guitars today. They're doing outstanding work all around the world, building high quality, very playable guitars. And they should be proud of themselves. Now that's coming from a luthier. I mean, I'm really impressed. I mean, back in the 80s when I started, well, I actually started in the 70s when I was a kid, but I don't count that time. I mean, my family worked for Guild here in Rhode Island. I mean, I grew up 5 years old playing in, blocks of wood and sweeping floors down at the Gill factory in Westerly. I enjoyed it. I've always loved guitars. My family built guitars, so it's in my blood. But back in the 80s, the late 80s, I started, building guitars with a master luthier in Germany. And I started off with a violin. And let me tell you, violins suck. If you don't have patience, man, don't even try a violin. Lots of handwork, lots of patience, lots of listening. You better have a good ear, and you better have an excellent eye and attention to detail. These, a lot of them, there's a lot of it done by CNC. Stuff that luthiers have to do by hand now is done by CNC. I'm sure that all the hand sanding, which is always a pain in the rectum, is done by humans. I don't know about, probably all of the frets are probably put in manually. The spraying on, I think they have spray booths for some companies, so I don't know if this was on an automatic sprayer or not. But still, a human has to do the final, sanding and buffing. So there's a lot of human labor put into it, a lot of hands-on. But it's not like one luthier building a whole guitar in his shop by himself, and the only one that put that together, cut it out, polished it, leveled it. That's one dude. And it takes a skilled craftsman to do that. And I've screwed a lot of them up, to be honest with you. People don't tell you that. But if you ask real luthiers, they'll tell you. Look, we mess up too. We're not perfect. Just because you got a title don't mean that you're perfect. And I've met some great guitar builders, like Paul Reed Smith. He builds an awesome guitar. Awesome. Absolutely. He's very articulate too, and has a lot of attention to detail in everything that he does. Now, his are kind of built the same way down in Maryland, There's automated portion, CNC, and then there's a lot of hands-on. But he's got it to a science. So, my final thoughts. Look around, find the one that appeals to you, and then buy one. If you have the money, and, you want one for your collection, why not? I think they did the right thing by coming out with the headstock like that. Now, Epiphone is actually older than Gibson. I'm sure you guys already know that, but it's a Gibson guitar. Gibson owns the company. Gibson makes the company, right? Gibson pays the people who build the guitar. It's only right if you're trying to copy something to make the headstock like that. Do I think that headstock should go on anything but the ones that were created with a headstock like that? No. If it's not meant to represent a specific model of a specific Gibson guitar, then just keep it with the Epiphone, the traditional headstock. But these, I think that it shows, they went the distance. I really like it. I think they, if you're going to do it, that's the way to do it. There'll be controversy. There'll be people nagging and mad and bitching and complaining. I don't rightfully care. That's a personal thing. That has nothing to do with, me wanting to start an argument with anybody. That's really a personal thing. And some people, they might like it, but they just want to start an argument because they have nothing better to do in their life than bitch. Well, to them guys, I'm sorry. Get a life. What can I say? But I do. I think that for certain models, I think the open book headstock is appropriate. Other models, lower models that don't cost a lot of money, I don't think it's appropriate. This is trying to recreate something or emulate something. Is it an exact replica? No. Is it as close as what Gibson's is? No. Is it pretty damn close? Oh yeah, it's pretty close. Close enough that, you should be happy to own one and play it. And be proud that you have one. It's not a cheap guitar, by no means. And it's the top of the range that you can buy in an Epiphone. And remember, in the end, you're the one that has to be happy, and you're the one that has to be proud. So, people can now get over the headstock. Don't worry about this. You should be happy to have that name on there. They've been around a lot longer than Gibson has. So, don't be ashamed to have that name. I played a lot of Epiphones over the years. Some from Kalamazoo. And I'm telling you, just phenomenal guitars. So be proud of it. Don't buy into all the hype. Now, can you get a bad one? Absolutely. You can get a bad Gibson. I've had, several bad Gibsons over the years. At least 12 or 13 of them that I can think of. For me personally. So, it can happen to anybody. I've had a Paul Reed Smith I had to send back because the finish was going off. Called Paul Reed Smith up. Said, hey, I don't know what's happening, but the finish is bubbling off the back of my McCarty. I have a 2010 McCarty. It was custom made in Maryland. That guitar cost me a lot of money. You know what they told me? Pack it up. Send it in. We'll redo it. And that's what they did. So, a lot of companies, they'll back themselves, especially Paul Reed Smith. And that's why I love playing their guitars too. So, anyway, I know the video's a little long, but I wanted to show you guys. I promise that once I get the basement figured out and my music room cleaned up, that I will do a sound check for you on this particular guitar. Okay? Alright guys, please like, share, subscribe. I'm trying to reach 1,000, but man, I'll tell you what, it's been years. It's a slow train. It's the slow train to 1,000. Alright guys, take care. God bless. And I wish you all the best of luck. And, hey, it's all about saving your money and buying what you love. I hope this was insightful, not overbearing, and I hope you got a good laugh out of it. Take care. God bless. Pastor Bob. I'm out of here. See ya.